Park, and opposite is where you get a helicopter to look at the Iguazu Falls. I think you get 12 minutes, one just coming in now.
There's just a little bit of information about the bird park in case you have qualms of conscience about visiting the place. I suppose you have to take that at face value. And why not?
Well, this is a bird park, and it seems quite extensive. It contains butterflies and some small mammals. The interesting bird I've come to see is this harpy eagle. It's one of the biggest birds of prey on the planet, and it tends to catch monkeys. It's a little like marmoset. Almost like human faces they've got almost. Big long tails for balance. That's a nice big hairy ears. There are a whole series of birds in here, but these have to be the most striking. They're brilliant, almost scarlet. Ibis of some description. There are lots of them. Together with flamingos and other ibis or curlew-like creatures. There are parrots galore in this place, but this Nandi parakeet seems to be confined to a little tiny area on the southern end of Paraguay and Argentina. And these are scarlet macaws, which are very, very familiar. Probably the most familiar of all the macaws, which you find extensively in the Amazon rainforest. And these are hyacinth macaws. And blue-headed parrots. That's a bonny looking little parrot. I think it's a canary winged parrot, I'm not sure. And then one further up the branch. Again, a very, very bonny parrot. I think there might be a pair, or difficult to say. They're amusing when they walk about, parrots. So posing to give us a better view. That's a crowned crane from, I think it's from Africa. And in amongst them all, the common old garden sparrows. Lots of doves. And spuggies everywhere. The Pantanal aviary, it's very nice. It's got a sort of double door on it and a huge cage which the birds can fly around in freely. which is nice to see. I mean, better that they're flying free in the forest, but I suppose this place must have some kind of educational purpose. Well, there is a toucan with a damaged beak. A sort of piece out the end of what's happening. And this rather strange bird with a wattles and a blue beak and a big white ring round its eyes. This thing that turns around is a jacotinga. Camera shy on this one. Sneaking away in the undergrowth is this very shy bird. Looks almost stuffed, it doesn't move. Oh, there it does, it's moved. This is a red-winged timano, apparently. Funny little thing. I don't know what this is, but it's a big beast. And there's a white underside at the back, like a big white rump. They spend an awful lot of time preening themselves, these birds. Hello. You have a brilliant blue eye, toucan. And there are different kinds of toucan in this particular area here, but I can see at least 3. Smaller beak. I think it's a kind of toucan. It has a slightly serrated beak, this one. That's that little bird there makes all the noise. That little thing there screams away, like a magpie of some description almost. This is the red-legged Seriema from South America. This is a rufescent tiger heron. Right, turn around, go to the scarlet ibis behind it. In fact, there are loads of scarlet ibis in this particular aviary. You can always tell when you're approaching macaws. There must be one of the noisiest birds going. It sort of quietens down. Every now and then you get a great crescendo. And one seems to set the other one off and they all start going at it. It's like quite a big thing. It's a green anaconda. So as an anaconda go, it's not very big at all. They all have this fresh running water through their little compounds. This is the a green iguana. Rather grotesque features. He probably thinks he's quite a handsome chap. Basking in the sunshine. That tortoise there is a red-footed tortoise. Slightly red head and red scales down the front of its legs. There's also a yellow-footed tortoise in here as well, which you can see, which is sitting at the photograph. And a chuckle tortoise, which is quite a big thing. These are big enough. This is a broad-snouted caiman. And there are lots of little caiman on here as well, together with 3 different kinds of terrapin. That's one kind of turtle. And a reddish stripe. This is a boa constrictor. Again, quite a small version of one. They grow a lot bigger than that. And there's a nice pattern on it. You can see there.
Mira qué larga, madre, allá hasta allá. Sí. Y esta, mira.
So this is one of the reasons why I've come here, is to see this creature here, this giant harpy eagle. And it really is a big bird. The size of that thing there. Most people just have a quick look and then walk past without realising that this is one of the rarest birds in the world, this thing. And as the jungle is cleared, there will be fewer and fewer of them. Look at those talons on there. Primarily they eat monkeys. And talons like that, you could carry away a small child. Have an enormous wingspan. They live for about 80 years. So it's worth coming just to see that. Your chances of seeing one of these anywhere else are pretty remote.
Allí arriba, mira, ese tiene orejas.
There are the various kinds of toucans. And it gives you this little screed here about them. The first time you see one, it's quite an amazing thing. These are golden conures, and they're very endangered. In fact, this lot were rescued from traffickers. And there are a lot of them up there under the out of the sun, sheltering. They are a very, very pretty little bird. And those green wing feathers, green secondary, but green primaries and green secondaries. This is it, the white-throated toucan with this green beak. So it's very toucan-like. It doesn't have that bright yellow and red beak which you get with a run-of-the-mill. I say run-of-the-mill, there's no such thing as a run-of-the-mill toucan, but the one which we're most familiar with. I'm very, very pleased to see this. Well, it's probably quite common, but I must admit I've never seen one before. There's a better view. Another one has appeared as if by magic. Well, at least you get a back view of it. You can see the yellow and red. It might turn sideways. Oh, there it is. Oh, that was very good of it. Unusual to see a green butterfly like that. So this is the macaw aviary. And there is an embarrassment of macaws in here of every shape and size. You'd wonder how evolution came up with such a variety. Because I think they mate for life, and they're all in pairs here, which is nice to see. But they are noisy birds. This one has got probably one of the biggest beaks of all the macaws in here. I think you take your finger off. You could crack almonds with that beak. No bother at all. Yes, you mate we're talking about. Well, this is the butterfly house, which comes right at the end, and you don't have to go in here. There's no alternative exit. But I've always had a soft spot for butterflies. I do like them. Such fragile things. And such an amazing life cycle. There are hundreds of butterflies here, of all shapes and sizes. They're very big, but there are lots of butterflies. But like all butterflies, hey, as soon as they land, they fold their wings up, so you only see the camouflaged underside, which is. So you have to be patient at this game. You know, it might take you 20 minutes to get a butterfly just to do one thing. And this is very typical in that as soon as it lands it folds its wing. Oh, it's got a nice underside. I think this little flower is marjoram, and this swallowtail seems to like it. There are quite a number of them on it. But aren't they just magnificent creatures? Aren't they just wonderful? These large butterflies have a blue, not a brilliant blue upper surface, but a more subdued blue. But getting them to open their wings is something else. You see lots of them there hanging on that post, these brown subdued blue tops. Obviously, they look like a string of owls peering round the post at you with their right eye. Every now and then you get a big flash of one of these brilliant blue butterflies goes past, but they never seem to land on anything. These are the owls. There are quite a number of different species in here. I think there's about 4 different species in here. One of them looks very much like a giant barn owl, which is that one there. It has a sort of classic barn owl face to it. Obviously the sun is very strong, so they're quite difficult to see in this darkness here where they're roosting. They like earthworms.
Yes. Cutie. Right, cutie.
They originally came from America about 200 years ago into Europe. These with the ear tufts are striped owls, whereas these underneath, it doesn't actually say, there's no label to say what they are at all. Oh, it's a funny looking owl with that rather peach front and that pied head. These noisy massage giving it rock all behind. But they say that this big thing here is in fact a common barn owl found all over the world in Europe, but it's hiding there. But it looks a damn sight bigger than the barn owl we get at home. There you can just see its head sticking up there. And finally, this is a cassowary, which you get in New Guinea and in northern Australia. They're a big tall bird. If it decides to kick you, it can cause you an awful lot of damage, especially when they've got youngsters. It's got this amazing head and these fancy colours. It lives in rainforests. It doesn't fly, of course, one of these non-flying birds. It seems to have lost a fair bit of its the top of its beak, unfortunately, for some reason. I don't know why. It seems to be a fair bit missing. So although they're a shy creature, they're not something to be messed about with. Almost looks prehistoric. Only a weird looking thing. This cassowary is in better condition. I think it's a male and probably younger. It's got the black feathers, it's got a full beak. It's got that magnificent crest. Isn't that a stunning thing, that? How on earth did nature come up with a thing like that? Well, I've just spent 4 leisurely hours at this bird park, and it really was enjoyable. Birds of all description and well looked after. I'm not normally a great fan of zoos or caged birds or caged animals, but if you're going to do it, then do it well. And this I thought was done very well, and all the birds seem to be in good condition. It costs 35 real to get in. I've got no idea how much it costs, but I would imagine it's pretty expensive. Another lot set off for there. 15-minute ride. This can't be the only one because there are helicopters galore.
Opposite the bird park is a helicopter landing pad, and I called in there just to see how much it was. It's 325 real for 10 minutes and 3.7 real to the pound, which doesn't seem bad to me. You get a tremendous view. It's just outside the park there, outside the park entrance, on the Brazilian side. I mean, I don't doubt there are others lots of these, because there just seems to be one helicopter after another when you're down at the falls.